Hello, happy Wednesday. How are you guys doing? I just thought I'd go live. I guess I'm just going to blab for a while. Excuse me, my throat. Um, so, uh, I got contacted by one of the universities or the university I applied for. I only applied for one. Uh, and they had reached out to me about sending my references, well, the computer program. And so I sent them my references. So nothing is for sure or anything yet, but at least it got through this phase. So I'm really excited. Uh, I really do want to teach at the university level because I can take all this information and data and evidence and give it to teachers. Uh, and so it's really an exciting time, but it's also a little nerve wracking. The transition from high school to college is nerve wracking for financial reasons and for my career. If I had known everything I know now about teaching, I probably would have transitioned way earlier when I got my master's degree, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it, and now I kind of know. But when you have a mortgage, excuse me, when you have a mortgage, I don't know what's going on with my throat, but maybe it's the coffee. Sorry. When you have a mortgage and you have bills and you have to take care of yourself and you just don't know what to do. But I kind of have a good grasp of it. So I'm really excited about that. And so, because you have to go through the retirement system, you have to go through, the teacher's retirement system, and then you're transitioning into college retirement system, and they're two different systems. So you could, you don't have to wait. There's policies about getting a new job when you retire from the teacher's retirement system. But so yeah, so all of this is sort of coming together. And the thing about teaching at the college is that you can travel for research and they'll fund it. I have full support from the last time that I worked with them. And so anyway, I'm really excited. I'm really trying to reach at least 100 subscribers. Can we try to reach 100? I know people are viewing. If you're viewing, it's really easy. You just have to hit the subscribe. And it's not like it's annoying, like you get notifications when someone goes online. You don't. You just get it lights up. Like if I subscribe to a channel, I don't get a notification. It's nothing annoying. So that's a good thing. Trust me, I'm all about, like, if something is sending me alerts, doing this, doing that, even when I shut down the alerts, I immediately unsubscribe from it all. So this doesn't do that. If you're viewing my stuff, please, please, please consider subscribing. I do have important content. I have my interview. Hopefully, June 20th, I'll be doing it. I don't know. I'll have to upload it maybe a couple days after that when I edit it and get it approved by the person I'm interviewing. But please, important stuff is coming this way. It's been kind of slow in terms of content because I'm not one to do controversial stuff like the ban on cell phone policies. I'm all for banning cell phones in the classroom. I'm all for it. Uh, because they're a nuisance. They're annoying. Kids are looking at memes and reels and you're trying to teach or whatever. And it is a nuisance. But in the sense of emergencies, where the parents are calling or the parents need to contact their child and they can't call. I mean, they have to, if they call the school, they have to call your classroom and then they can talk to the child. I mean, that is one way, but the manpower in most school front offices, that's a lot of manpower that they need. There's only like 2 front school people that work in a big school. And so that it's a lot of manpower. And with budget and everything like that that's going on in the school systems and in the college systems, it's just a whole different ballgame. They can't just keep hiring 10 people just to man the phones. So, I'm all for, if there's an emergency on campus, you're going to want to contact your child right away. But I think that they're a nuisance when they come to the classroom. What else? AI. I think it's good for kids. There's a lot of pushback, even from academics, but I think it's good. If a kid can write a paper, I mean, as long as you're not plagiarizing, I'm not in support of plagiarizing at all. But I am in support of kids that can't write, that can't edit their work and they need to turn something in quickly and they can just run it through AI to edit it. It's not going to rewrite your work. It's just going to edit it. But you have to train the child, train the class, okay, tell AI to, just edit the work for spelling, just for spelling. It'll do it in quickly. Transcribing or translating. If you have a kid that's a multilingual learner and they can't read it in the language it's in, the work, whatever lesson, run it through and let them understand it better. It'll translate it. Whatever it takes, I think if the child, when you give them that test, that's the true assessment, right? As long as if it's a multilingual learner, you want to translate it, right, for them. So let's see what else in education that's popping up. Banning books. That's a big topic. That's been a big topic. Districts that ban books that are not inappropriate, if you know what I'm talking about. If it's a book that's telling the truth about history, I think that that's important, because ultimately when they go to college, they're going to learn the truth anyway. So what are we really hiding from them? When I was in high school, we only got exposed to literature from Caucasian authors. I'm going to be very frank. And when I got to college, it exploded. What is this? I never learned about this author and that author, this African-American author, this Latino author, this poet, this Arab, Middle Eastern poet. I never learned about these things in high school. And so, it was kind of a shock, a culture shock. And I think that's important in our K-12 system. Thank God they now have ethnic studies at the college, at the high schools to kind of give students information. What else? Following policies. What else could, what are they doing right now with special education? They're completely separating it from the Department of Education. That's crazy. That means they're not going to get funding. What is that? That's wrong. We need to fund our special needs students. I'm a huge, proponent. I have a master's in special ed. And I struggled when I was a kid. I struggled. And so it's not that I had really a disability, but I struggled as a reader, just sort of understanding how to do things. how to look up words, or how to solve these problems that I was having with not being interested in reading. I just started getting interested in reading, but I'm reading a book right now it's taking a while, to be honest with you, because I like thrillers, I like mysteries, I like this, but the book is kind of going kind of slow. So I'm not going to tell you what the book's name is, and I'm not going to tell you the premise, and I'm not going to do a spoiler, but it starts out with something really exciting happening, right? And then the whole book is about trying to find, the culprits who did this, this girl and what she went through. But then it kind of drags into other stories and other things. And it's not really, and I know she's trying to get to the solution, because she was accused of doing it and she was exonerated, but it's kind of dragging. And so other books I've read went fast because it was interesting, exciting, right? Engaging. And that's going back to sort of, my struggles with reading when I was young was due to the fact that I really wasn't interested in what I was reading, or I wasn't aware, or, my parents really, my parents were pro education, but when it came to reading, they really didn't push it. So reading is important. Literacy is important. Reading. I read everything now. I read everything from academic documents to fun reading, but this book is kind of dragging, but I'm not gonna quit on it. I'm almost done, but it is like I have 100 more pages left. So I do want to know what happened to her parents in this book, and I'm not going to give you the title, but I do want to know, like, who did this to her sibling and her, I want to know. And so we're going to keep going with it. But there are other books that I want to read that I think I'm going to get through. Like I'm a huge horror fan. So I want to read the Halloween sort of background to Halloween, the movie, because they are going to be coming out, I believe, with another movie for Halloween, a sequel. But I made comments, on social media, letting them know, just silly comments like, don't use the same mask they've been using. Use the original mask or something similar to it. Don't like make him look, all, the mask doesn't look right. Nothing looks right. It's like it's not a mask. It needs to be a mask. It needs to be Michael Myers' mask. It really does. Okay. And that mask, the origin of it was he did take it from a Halloween mask store, costume store. That's what they need to go to. Hollywood has made it into something else, and it really upsets me. I love Halloween. I love that time of year, and I love trying to do things, for fun. But I really believe that they need to focus on the original mask. That's my passion. That's what I believe. And I'm a huge Scream fan. They're coming out with another one. I'm hoping they don't do anything too crazy with it. They have to get rid of the fours, right? The original fours. We got to get rid of those people. They got to, Hollywood thinks that we want to see like they want to take a simple chocolate chip cookie recipe and put in it a whole bunch of other stuff. Well, no, we don't want that. We like the original chocolate chip cookie, right? We like that recipe. That's the recipe they need to stick with, the original recipe that made the movie great. And so that's what I really believe. And so yeah, I'm really looking for a lot of subscribers. We can talk about movies. I mean, Hollywood has done a lot like wrong with like even the Middle Eastern conflict, right? I'm very much pro-Palestinian, and I'm very much, we need to give them back their land. A lot of damage has been done. Clearly, that's clear. A lot of damage has been done, right? I mean, I don't really, I'm aware of it, but I don't like doing protests because I fear for my own safety. I fear for my own safety, and I don't do those things. I've done them in the past with my sister, but I don't really do those things. So I get scared. I don't like being out there in the heat too long. I do have, I'll faint if I'm out there too long, and it's just too much for me. And so anyway, and so how about that FIFA? So transitioning quickly. May the best team win. Lionel Messi is amazing. All those soccer fans are amazing. My students are huge soccer fans. So I like to keep up so that I can, support them in the classroom and say, yay, Mexico, yay, Argentina, yay, whatever. It's really a great way to connect with students, sports. It's really like they know more than we do about that stuff, even about the politics, like in their country. They know more than we do. And so I like to sort of connect with them in that way. But, I'm trying to, I do want to talk about rapport with students. I do think that's, how to develop the rapport with students, because we need to do that with our kids. We need to develop rapport with our kids or students, even our children. I don't have kids, but you have to sort of connect with them in a way that they are very, they feel like welcomed into your world. You're welcoming them into your world when you connect with them. You're showing them that you are a safe person, that you are only want the best things for them, that you only want them to succeed, even when you're teaching and it's not working, that you're trying, so they will try. And so that's important. Developing a good rapport with your kids, with your children, with your students, with people you care about, even with friends, right? If you meet someone and there's a vibe that they're really not connecting with you and it's all about them, it's not going to work. Doesn't matter where you meet them, right? If you meet people that they're sort of welcoming you, you feel comfortable even with all of your, comments or statements, then they're not going to be for you. Like I met someone when I was in Greece. I met a couple. They were nice, but there was something off about them. And I'm, because it was my first time in Greece. They were from New York, and we were on a excursion, and so we had a moment where we go into the land and just hang out. But you know what? If I do an excursion in Portugal, I'm not going to hang out with anyone. I'm just going to stay with my group or hang out a little bit, check it out. But I don't want to meet anyone. I don't want to meet anyone overseas. That's sort of, I don't want to meet any more people. That never was my intention. And when you meet people that want to be your friend, it's a little aggressive. I've never been to even New York when I went there and we did little group things. You hang out for a little bit, but you talk and you share experiences, but people don't really, they just want to enjoy the time with their family and their other friends. And so, yeah, I mean, when people are aggressive, it's in their personalities, not physically, just like, wanting you to be in their worlds and you don't want to be in their worlds. It's a little too much, even with kids, if you're aggressive with your students, like you're pushing them to sort of do this assignment, do your world, right? If you're being sort of pushy about doing what you want them to do, whether it's a role, it's work, it's this, it's that, and they're not feeling it, you're going to get rebellious behavior. You just have to let them come to you. When they're ready, they will, or if they're interested. I mean, and that goes with the world. I don't want to be everyone's friends. I don't want to be, it's just too much. It's overwhelming. So anyway, I just wanted to, I'm trying to get subscribers. I am very passionate about my work. And I don't know what's going on with my throat, but I'm sorry. But we want more subscribers. I want you to enjoy my content. I want it to be real talk. I want people to to learn from me when it comes to education. I'm very passionate. That will never go away about many things. Education. I love horror movies, horror. I love scary movies, but I don't like gore. That's why I like the Halloween franchise. And in some ways, the Scream franchise has started to go gore, and I don't like it. So I'm hoping that with the next one, they go less of that and more about the suspense. But the Halloween franchise has always been about suspense. Like, what's going to happen next? Behind my eyes. I don't want this to, or, and not that I don't want to go down into the hole with this, but like, even with Halloween, the one thing about Michael Myers was he never hurt the children, the child, like not the teenagers. Obviously, that's part of his thing, but he never hurt the children, and I think it's because of his trauma, right, as a child. And we can go into a deep dive into that, right? He was a normal boy. He was a normal kid. It's not like he was Freddy Krueger or Freddy Krueger was too, but Jason Voorhees. Well, I think Jason Voorhees I think he drowned, right? And then he came back to revenge. He's not like he was like some thing that just was created, right? Or a monster, like, an obsession. I won't see obsession. I'm going to wait until it comes, and that way I can hide my face. But I do like horror. I like things that keep my mind going. And sometimes, like on streaming, like they'll have a good movie on and I'll say, I'm not too sure about it, but it ends up being good. So that's my message. Give things a chance. Books, give things a chance. Don't judge things by the reviews or, Rotten Tomatoes or things like that. Give it a chance, because even Rotten Tomatoes can be wrong. But yeah, we're trying to reach 100 subscribers. And I know I would like to go more like when I'm traveling, I'll go live, but I can't go live from my phone if I don't have 50 subscribers at least. So, let's do this. Let's get me up there. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. I apologize about my throat. So I don't want you to listen to it too long, and, I apologize about, not being as engaging as I can be. But tell me what you want to talk about. Don't forget my website. I have a website. I'll put it in the chat. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now. Give me a second. Here. This is my website. It has everything in there. It has my contact information. It has my YouTube channel. It has all my books. So please don't forget to click on it. It doesn't have my Cash App. If you like my content, I have a Cash App. It's voluntary. If you're interested, it's in my bio. So there's that. And then my Cash App is also, let me see. Second. My Cash App is also in here. So it's in my bio. And like I said, this is completely voluntary. So there is nothing, everything is voluntary. So anyway, have a great Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys, go. If you watch this, great. If you don't, it's okay. But we're trying to reach 100 subscribers, 100. Let's work on that. I mean, if there's something you want to talk about, let me know. But, I'm not getting much feedback. So let me know what you want to talk about. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, I think like I said, I'm new at this. Start here. What would you like to discuss? We can do deep dives on everything. And anything. So let me know what you want to talk about and, where to go from there. Okay, I think I've bored you guys enough. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much for the views. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the views, the likes, the subscribes. I really appreciate it. I'm not one, I like people to view my content. And so I like to educate people as much as I possibly can. Have a great Wednesday.